We already did a battery test on the Galaxy Fold 3. You can check that out on the channel if you missed it. But today, it's the Flip 3's turn. We asked the community on YouTube which phone you wanted to see go up against the Flip, and the vast majority of you voted for the iPhone 12. So here we are, taking a look at the spec sheets. At first glance, the Flip 3 seems to have the advantage, with it having the bigger battery of the two at 3,300 mAh compared to the iPhone's 2,815. But on the flip side, it has that faster and more battery intensive 120 Hz screen. And let's face it, Android phones have just never been able to match the efficiency of iPhones. Usually it requires a much bigger battery in order to compete. But in the case of the Flip 3, with it folding in half, that just wasn't possible here. So it's gonna be interesting to see how these two phones stack up. Let's get right into it. So we'll kick things off in the phone test, with each device tasked with the same 1-hour phone call. The screens are off for the majority of this test, with constant audio being played back on the other end, where 60 minutes into it, the difference is pretty big, with the Flip dropping all the way down to 92%, while the iPhone 12 is looking good at 98%. So a bit of a surprising result there. I was actually expecting the Flip 3 to do better, given that it has a larger battery capacity, but we'll see if we can make up for it here in the messaging test, where each phone is texting back and forth with our automated chatbot, where after an hour, while the Flip 3 didn't make up any ground, it did at least match the iPhone's performance, with each phone dropping by an equal 10 percentage points. But things may get worse here for the Flip, since in this email test, we're not only opening the same set of emails, but we're also scrolling through them, so that 120 Hz display may be a negative factor for it. And 1 hour later, it looks like it was, with the Flip 3 falling behind by another 2 percentage points. So heading into the browser test, it's not looking good for the Flip. This test is one of the more intensive ones, with the phones loading up new web pages every 30 seconds and then actually scrolling through those web pages, where after an hour, oh man, it's a massive difference, with a 17-point drop on the Flip compared to just an 8-point drop on the iPhone 12, allowing the iPhone to pull 16 points ahead as we work on Instagram. And since we're constantly scrolling through the home feed like you would in real life, 1 hour later, the Flip 3's downfall continues, with it falling yet another 2 points behind. So as we work on the 16-hour standby, the Flip 3 is actually trending to be one of the worst performing phones we have ever tested, with only the iPhone SE doing worse up to this point. The iPhone 12, on the other hand, only improves on its lead, with it now ahead by a whopping 20 points after that 16-hour standby. Here on YouTube, we're cycling through the same set of videos, with the speakers on each phone being calibrated to the same decibel counts, where after an hour, it's another 2-point advantage for the iPhone. So we'll see if this gaming test here will be the one that puts an end to the Flip 3's battery, considering that the Flip does have that higher refresh rate screen, which should be more taxing than the 60 Hz screen on the iPhone. But after an hour, it actually manages to survive, although just barely, with only 1% left compared to the 25% left on the iPhone. And that 1% was only enough for it to last 30 seconds in the simulated navigation test. So there you have it. The iPhone 12 has a healthy 25% of battery remaining at the point at which the Flip 3 died, allowing the iPhone to complete the full hour in simulated navigation, a full hour in Spotify, and even 1 minute and 30 seconds into the intensive camera/Snapchat test, giving the iPhone over 2 hours of additional screen time, with a total time of 25 hours and 1 minute, compared to the rather unimpressive 23 hours on the Flip. Anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.